Hello, I am very happy to share some thoughts with psychology students of University of Güelph-Humber, and first of all, apologize for my BBC English accent. Peru has three main geographic regions: the coast, surrounded by the Pacific Ocean. A sandy desert starts to climb and leads to the Andean highlands, reaching glaciers beyond 6,000 meters above sea level. Then the mountains descend, reaching the Amazonian Andes and going lower, the Amazonian rainforest. There are 76 ethnicities in Peru, organized in 16 ethno-linguistic groups. 75 of ethnicities and 15 ethno-linguistic groups are related to indigenous people. Each ethnicity has individual characteristics. However, the difference between the Andean groups compared to Amazonian ones are notorious. Before studying psychology, I was a nature professional photographer. So, in order to get the most beautiful landscapes, I pass through different native communities and I interact with them, make lots of friends, and I understand a wonderful lifestyle in contact with nature, with respect to other members of community and planet Earth. Then, when I study psychology, I was teach about a dark indigenous people with lots of resentment and very unhappy and poor people, and that hugely contrasts with my experience. So I started to make research on that communities, not just because I think that the current literature was wrong, but was a pleasure to stay with these wonderful people in contact with nature. After some decades, I still work with these communities and make very strong relationships with these wonderful people. I am a professor at PUCP University in Peru. I am the founder of Wellbeing, Culture and Development Research Group in this university, and I am also founder of a consultancy company, Wellbeing and Productivity. My main research topic is human happiness and how it's related with productivity and development. I started to analyze how indigenous people around the world has a very high level of subjective well-being compared to people who lives in big modern society and big modern cities. Then my research group compared the differences in subjective well-being and how can we learn the main lessons from these indigenous communities to modern society. This very fortunate experience impacted me deeply. I try to follow the main lessons of indigenous wiseness. I try to live surrounded with nature and focused on the core values of community living. They teach me the way of alternative pathway for happiness in the modern society craziness. Thank you very much for inviting me to share this time with University of Güelph-Humber students, and I wish that you can learn from the wiseness of indigenous people around the world.